Okay, Darren, I gotta confess, last weekend I was over at your place, and after you went to bed, I was kind of bored, decided to play around with the security auditing tool, Auditor.
I've heard a lot of good stuff about it.
It's actually really cool. I prefer it to Wapix now, because the new Wapix is wax based on Slackware, and I gotta be honest, like, I'm a diehard, Knoppix fan when it comes to Knoppix. It's awesome. So, I did boot it up and played around with it for a little bit, and one of the things I wanted to talk about was the Metasploit framework.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard about that.
It's actually pretty creepy. It's creepy how easy it is to use. The first place I heard about it was Iron Geek's website. It's got some really cool security video tutorials and stuff like that, and check it out. Really cool. Anyhow, the Metasploit framework, I keep fumbling over that, basically what it does is it sucks down exploits, and it gives you like a list of exploits that you can perform with the payload.
Yeah.
And you just basically like point and click. It's got a web interface, so it makes it like ridiculously script kiddie to use. Like, it's really bad.
Really?
So I did notice that one of your machines is not patched to Service Pack 2.
No. There's a good reason for that. Okay, listen. When Windows XP Service Pack 2 came out, it's just the complete bastardization of the TCP/IP
have you guys patched up? Are you guys patched?
I'm sure they're patched.
I mean,
I'm patched.
Because I always patch. I mean,
yeah, well, no, listen, I patch all my machines. I'm a system administrator, keep everything up to date, but this one machine, I used to see the show,
right.
The torrents. And to get the best speeds on those torrents, you got to be using Service Pack 1, because the Service Pack 2 just kind of messes it up. I know there's an update.
Actually, but the funny thing is, there's some really bad security exploits for Service Pack 1. As a matter of fact, first of all, I want to explain a little bit about the framework first. It's actually got a lot of exploits that you can do. Like, for example, ones that target IIS, I think it's SharePoint if you're running front page extensions.
Right.
Even like Oracle 9 and Microsoft SQL Server.
Really? Some hardcore stuff.
And like, even I think Apple's Samba server as well. It's pretty
cool.
wild. But one of the exploits is Microsoft Windows XP for Service Pack 1.
Right.
And so you can pull up the web interface and select, I think it was the RPC 139.
MS Blaster.
Yep.
Yeah,
same one. Yep, exactly.
So you were able to shut down my machine remotely?
No. Actually, it kind of like takes the same attack, and then you can choose which payload you want. It's actually a
like what kind of payloads?
Large selection of payloads. Like, okay, for example, I selected the exploit. The next page was you select a payload. It's got ones like, believe it or not, like you can execute a command.
Really?
Yes, on the machine. Okay. Also, like get a command prompt.
Whoa.
Yes,
that's hardcore.
It's really scary. Okay, and you can also like. This is the really funny one, okay? So don't get mad, but you can also bind a VNC shell, okay?
You
so,
what? Hold on. You got on my desktop?
No, I didn't get on it. I mean, it's like point and click. I mean, I can't take credit for this. I mean, I'm just like...
I don't think anybody can call themselves a hacker from using Metasploit.
No. This is so bad. Like, it's so easy to use.
So it's more script kiddie than Cain and Abel?
It's much more. It's so bad.
I can't believe you got on my desktop,
dude. Dude, your desktop is hot, by the way.
Hey, I can't take credit for that. That was Tom B. Tom B in the forums, he posted his awesome website with some great desktop
really cool
wallpapers. Check it out.
But getting back on subject, it's so easy to use, it's ridiculous. So most of the exploits on there are like a little bit outdated. So if you keep all your systems patched, your databases patched,
Metasploit updates or anything.
Actually, it's funny that you mentioned that, because there is like an update script on there.
Are you serious?
And I haven't played around with it, but I think you can actually sync it up with like security focus, exploit tree, and package storm, and just like you can go out and search and find an exploit if you don't have one for a particular system you're targeting. It's pretty nasty.
That's awesome.
And it was designed, it had a great application. It makes security auditing really easy.
A lot of sense for auditors, but at the same time,
it's got a bad negative side effect. So. I mean, the good outweighs the bad, I think, in this case.
Totally.
But
I mean, nobody's going to call themselves a hacker.
No, nobody calls themselves a hacker using this shit. But it's pretty deadly. It's pretty crazy what you can do with such a limited knowledge of like security and exploits.
So okay, what's the moral of the story here?
The moral of the story is just don't use Windows. Just kidding.
If you're going to use Windows, if you have to use Windows,
definitely patch it up. I mean, it's like one of those things.
How many times have we said that?
It's one of those things like if your boss is like, I don't feel like updating, be like,
you're updating.
Check it now. What do you think about it now?
Two clicks.
Yeah. So it's
target.
Cool, it's a lot of fun to play around with, but just don't use it in the wrong ways.
Of course not.
Of course, we would not promote that. But.
Sounds like a really nifty tool.
It is cool.
And thanks for owning my box. I'm going to go update now. I suggest that everybody else do the same.
Yep.
For any of the stuff that he's talked about here,
check the show notes.
Hack5.org. Woohoo!